Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we have some more leaks for you guys. I feel like a lot of you guys are gonna like this video a lot more than the last video because this has a little bit more information, not only about the final shape, but we have some possible news about the Reckoning returning and Taken-like weapons and some reprisal weapons coming back, but we'll talk about that in a second. If you guys want more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Quick tidbit, and I don't think this should go without saying, take everything with a grain of salt. So the campaign has 12 missions involving the Witness and Xivu Arath, but I'm assuming at the end when we finally beat them, or as we would think, they end up surviving and the Witness loses his original body, the one that we've come to know as Megamind. And this part is actually where it gets interesting. We'll actually fight his final shape, so I guess that's what the title refers to, after the raid. So I'm assuming that the raid has to do with Xivu Arath instead of the Witness, because we'll then go into a dungeon-like activity where we'll fight the Witness. And apparently this dungeon-like activity is going to be comparable to contest mode raids. So guys, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't even know what to make of this. If this comes true and we do end up defeating the Witness, the final big bad in Destiny, not in the raid, I don't know. I'd rather have us defeat Xivu Arath in the dungeon and have it the other way around. You kind of get me? I don't know. I just don't think that this will blow over too well with some of the fans. I mean, think about it. Raid races and day one races and stuff like that, these are special to Destiny, right? And especially when we're talking about the final shape, right? This is the end game, right? If we don't defeat the Witness in the raid, it just kind of really wouldn't make sense. Xivu Arath then escapes out of a portal, which then it goes into the Traveler, and this will be our first time seeing what the Traveler actually looks like inside for the final shape. And then once we kill Xivu Arath, her worm god actually ends up being forced to take on its paracausal form, just like the Witness did. Now, when I was first reading this, I immediately thought that, this kind of seems random, Xivu Arath and the Witness working together, but I do have to remember that we're still in like Season 20. The next season is going to be all about the Hive and Season of the Deep, and so I guess Xivu Arath is going to have way more influence in that season going in, and then that's going to tie into whatever they're talking about right here in this leak. And here's where the leak starts to ramp up a little bit more. The Traveler's physical shape is actually a female, and this is going to be revealed in a post-raid activity, and we need to help her escape the Traveler because when the Witness cut into it, he ended up damaging the original body, and apparently the original body of the Traveler was trapped within that outer casing. And it says here at the bottom that she's gonna end up dying because Bungie wants to kill off the light and darkness characters fully so that they can really just restart with a new saga with new characters. Now, I don't know if you guys are into anime or anything like that, but when I read that final line, it kind of reminded me of the ending to part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure when Poochie ended up just resetting the universe. And I thought, what if Bungie ended up doing something like that and then we just wiped the slate clean on the past like 10 years? But then again, going back to the female Traveler, I wonder if all of those darkness statues that we've been seeing, whether it was the first time when we saw a black statue of a ladylike figure in the Ziggurat within the Beyond Light campaign, or other times we've seen that same statue, I wonder if that was the Witness kind of trying to make sculptures for the Traveler or some weird stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe he secretly wants to rizz up the Traveler. I don't know, man. Man, that is just crazy to think about. Paracausal Riz? What the? Anyways, the rest of the leak goes on to say that before the final shape even happens, we'll learn more about the Veil, thank God, and the big portal which is on the Traveler, which apparently is the Veil as a portal. I guess I really don't know what that's supposed to mean. The start of the final shape will lead to the destination within the Traveler, and the destination will essentially contain everything that we've seen in Destiny. It'll contain portions of Sunset and D1 planets, as well as relics of the Witness, which will allow us to obtain our darkness-based subclass, which is our third and final one. And then once the Guardians are done studying the relics, which will end up being called the Trinity, I guess referring to the 3 light-based and 3 dark-based subclasses, we will be awarded with an orange, red, and black color scheme subclass. Apparently it's going to be like Solar, Siva, and somewhat of Void combined into one. And we fully unlock this subclass post-campaign and raid, which Okay, first off, let's back it up a little bit, okay? I don't know if I said this in the first video that I did, which was regarding the leaks about the final shape, but I was kind of thinking this the whole time. I was like, you know what if we actually end up using these kind of pyramid powers that the Witness and Rolk kind of have, you know, those orange type of glowing, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm showing it right here on the screen. I'm talking about these things right here, these like little orange laser beams type of things. What if that was going to be our power in the final shape? And it seems like this leak is kind of matching up with what I was thinking. This leak also kind of matches up with what I was saying in the last video as well, but you know, we're already past that. The final part of this leak says that we will get access to the portal once we learn fully about the Veil and the seasons before before the final shape, which we then create a device with Banshee/Clovis going through first to make sure that we won't die. And the reason why he's willing to die is because he wants us Guardians to live, because before that he fully learns that he was Clovis Bray and he starts to remember what Clovis actually did. Now I kind of remember watching a video somewhere down the line pretty much explaining that Clovis and Banshee had something to do with one another, but if any of you lore masters are watching right now, help me out in the comments please. But now that we're done with that side of the leaks, let's get into this next part, which I kind of foreshadowed in the beginning of the video. Or actually no, I didn't foreshadow it, I just straight up told you guys. Anyways, these are unconfirmed leaks, so take these with an even smaller grain of salt. However, these pictures kind of look real, so I mean, they could happen. Okay, so these first pictures are kind of blurry and they kind of sort of make me scratch my head a little bit, so bear with me. So here at the top it says power simplification. On left hand side it says things are going to be simpler and more consistent. Power is a new single account scoped value and you earn power via challenges and XP. So I'm assuming, since it doesn't really work like that now, that you earn power on one character and it'll be the same thing for each other character that you have. Honestly, I really don't know what that can mean. However, on the other side it says that you can play any activity and players can ignore power level for most activities, and that players can enter any activity at any level. And this is the part where it kind of makes me scratch my head a little bit, because you can already do that, but it's just that you want to get to a closer power level to what the recommended is, because you'll take less damage and you'll have an easier time. Now back over on this left side, it says use all your gear all the time. Players will no longer have to infuse gear and you can freely switch between characters. Now the image kind of cuts off right there, so I don't know if there's anything under that, but you can already switch between your characters pretty much freely. There's really no consequence, unless it means like in game, like you don't have to go back to the main menu to switch between your characters, which I mean it could be a useful feature, but at the same time I don't think you can be like in an activity and then switch between your characters, because honestly raids at that point would just be pretty stupid. I mean, you could switch between warlocks and hunters with golden gun and then your titan have a banner shield the next moment. Like, I mean, come on, that would make the game too easy. And here on this right side again, it really does cut off. So it says always play with your friends. Fireteam power allows players to jump right in, and then it cuts off. So I'm assuming it was going to say it allows you to jump right in at their power level. So whatever in-game level that they're at, you can match that and play whatever in-game content that they're playing at the time. Now, I'm not going to lie, if that ends up coming to the game, it's a W, especially for new light players. If you have like new light player friends that want to join you with stuff, but they can't because they're like really low light level, I mean, this could help out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm here for it. And then this next page really has me stumped. So you see this new Trials emblem right here, looks pretty dope from what I can see, but it says at the passage right here, you can go flawless and get a Flight of the Pigeon medal for every win the game without ever trailing. Basically a flawless. So I'm assuming this kind of works like that one Trials passage that has you win your 4th match after you win your 3rd, right? So it just gives you another free win. But this one works in the way where you get another win after every time you win. So you can essentially just go flawless in less games, I guess. I don't know, man. This Trials stuff is kind of confusing, especially with this. But like I said before, these are just unconfirmed leaks. And if they actually do happen, it'll make Trials easier for sure. But I mean, hey man, I'm here for it again. And finally, to close out this video, we have seasonal weapons, and these are kind of Taken themed versions of the Reckoning weapons, which I'm assuming that means that the Reckoning is going to come back. So we have a Stasis Aggressive SMG, a Strand Rapid Fire Pulse, a Stasis Rapid Fire Sniper, a Void Hand Cannon, and a Strand Vortex Sword. So I'm assuming it's going to kind of be like the Strand version of a Falling Guillotine. And you know, if the Reckoning is coming back, then does that mean that Gambit Prime is going to come back? Possibly, maybe. It'll revive Gambit for a short time, but then we'll grow to hate it again, I'm sure. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me today. This video is already way too long. I don't want to take up more of your time. So if you did like this video, hit the like button. If you want more content similar to this, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.